Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We are here for my reaction of the FA Cup first round game between Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth Argyle. We did a watch along. You're probably wondering why it's coming out on a Tuesday. I just wanted to wait for the FA Cup draw to, briefly talk about who we could get if we get through the replay. Chuck it all in one video, saves a lot of time, give my thoughts on everything. So, let's get into it. Obviously, I've also had a bit of a sore throat, so it's been a bit difficult. I'm feeling back to my good self though. So I wanted to talk about the game because there's plenty to talk about, believe it or not. Even on 0-0, there's plenty to talk about. I want to talk about ITV. I want to talk about Ian Holloway. I want to talk about a lot of it because I'm frustrated. So I'm going to start with ITV and Ian Holloway because, to be frankly honest, I want to get that over and done with. I'm fuming, absolutely fuming. Right. So for the people watching who aren't your average Argyle fan, aren't your diehard Argyle fan, Ian Holloway does not represent Plymouth Argyle. I can 100% categorically tell you, Ian Holloway does not represent Plymouth Argyle Football Club. He's not an Argyle boy, right? He's far from it. You mention Ian Holloway's name around Home Park to an Argyle fan, the first thing that will come to their mind is when he walked out of our club after saying, "I'm not going anywhere." Fucking off to Leicester, and the best bit is we went to Leicester and we chanted in the away end, "Fuck off, Holloway, Holloway, fuck off." We do not like him. He is not an Argyle man, right? Out of all of the legends, Warnock, that's one. I mean, you could get a load of them. There are so many Argyle people that you could get around. Carl Fletcher, right? He is one. Even Paul Watton he is an Argyle legend, right? These are the types of people that represent Plymouth Argyle Football Club. Ian Holloway does not represent a single part of Plymouth Argyle. He doesn't, right? He's not an Argyle man. And I don't care how many apologies this man wants to give us. I know he's done it before, and I know how he tried bigging us up, but no, he's not an Argyle boy, and I'll explain why. The first thing you do, and this is going to sound such a petty thing, but it means a lot to us Argyle fans. You don't refer to us as Plymouth. We're not Plymouth. We're Argyle. Now, I don't mind it if a presenter or an opposition person calls us Plymouth. I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that at all. As, we do the same with Doncaster or, Bristol. Slight joke there. But you don't call us Plymouth. If you're an Argyle man, you don't call us Plymouth, right? We're Argyle, but that is our name, right? We are Argyle. You will refer to us as that if you're an Argyle fan or represent the club. That's what you call us, isn't it? That's what we've always been referred as. So you can straight away say that Ian Holloway is either so far out of touch with Argyle fans, or he's just an absolute dickhead who's completely forgotten what being a Plymouth Argyle person is. Not that he was one. So that annoyed me. Secondly, learn our fucking players' names. You are going on there as a representative of Plymouth Argyle, right? That is what you're there. You're an expert of Argyle. Learn our fucking players' names. Jeffson. Are you fucking joking? Jeffson. It's fucking Jeffcott, you twat. Literally, it so annoying. Listening to that, it's like, are you for real? Like, at least have the decency before going out and spouting your mouth to learn the players' names. That's ridiculous. You're going on there as an expert of Argyle. You don't even know one of our homegrown talents players' names. Jeffson. What? That in itself is just fucking stupid. And people will be like, why are you kicking off about that? It's a lack of respect, really. As he's either not done his pre-match work, right? So he's basically not looked at the freaking team sheet, right? That's number one, right? So he's clearly not even bothered looking at a team sheet, or he's trying to use his head, Dangerous, that, Holloway. Very dangerous you use in your head. Not that you got one, because I remember, I've read it somewhere, your wife said, don't leave Argyle, we've just bought a house down there. You fucking leave us. So, that's one. You using your head is clearly a dangerous thing, right? So he's not done his pre-match work. He doesn't know our players, yet he's an expert on Argyle. Because I see him all the time, right? Whether it's been on Sky when we've played, or ITV now, or even I think BT, right? Will these broadcasters remember that Ian Holloway does not represent our club? Far from it. Go get someone else. Go get Carl Fletcher. Go get Paul Watton. There is tons of Argyle legends that you can go and get. Go and get Sparksy. Go and get Sparksy, as he is an Argyle legend. The voice of Argyle. He's been the voice of Argyle for years, right? For years, I remember as a kid listening to Sparksy on the radio, commentating on Argyle away games, or when I didn't go to a game, I was listening to BBC Radio Devon, and it was Sparksy that I was listening to. Go get him. Go get someone who actually reflects Plymouth Argyle, because I can tell you categorically, Ian Holloway does not represent us. So that's my rant done there. Now let's get into the game, because that needed to happen. I needed to let that out because it frustrates me. Learn our name for a start. You should know this. If you were a manager of Argyle, you would know what to refer to us as. You would know that referring to us as Plymouth is going to rattle our fans' cages. And then to not even have the decency of learning Luke Jeffcott's name, I think that is, that's just fucking, that is horrific. Right? Do your work. Do your homework. Right? Don't just turn up on the day going, I'm going to wing it. Right? You paid money to go on there. You're representing Argyle, apparently. Learn our bloody players' names. It's Jeffcott, not Jeffson. Right? So, as I said, into the game. First half, do you know what? It was this game was really a game of two halves. It was so clear as day. First half, I thought we dominated it, really. I thought we had a fair few good chances, especially on the counter. With Hardy, him and Jeffers weren't really clicking. I don't think, not for me anyway. They didn't click like they normally do. The way we've always described it, Argyle, is Niall Ennis is our best striker, but Jeffcott and Hardy are our best strike partnership. They just know each other so well. I don't feel they were clicking too well. But we did have chances, and some of them were good chances that we need to have taken. Right? It's that clinical edge that we've had it. We've been clinical before. I mean, Jeffcott has been clinical. I remember him getting a clutch goal against Gillingham. Hardy has been in outstanding form. Hardy has been in some of the best form that I've ever seen him in. Right? He scored so many goals. It just wasn't working. Our midfield was, our midfield, boy, oh boy, oh boy, our midfield was a shambles. It was a shambles. And look, again, they've been incredible all season. But in this game, our final ball was disgusting. Right? I love Panucci, but his final ball was nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Love him a bit. But just because I love you a bit, it don't mean you're not getting criticism. I thought his final ball was incredibly poor. His work rate, again, it's always up there. No one will ever question Panucci's work rate. It is always going to be up there, right? It's one of the best that we've got in our club, and it's one of the best in the league. He has got incredible work rate. But the quality of that final ball was nowhere near good enough. Houghton misplacing passes. I thought that he had a poor game. I don't know if it's because he hasn't played in a couple of games and he was just getting back up to match sharpness, but he was misplacing more passes than I care to imagine. One of which nearly put Wednesday through. Luckily, he didn't score from it. But Houghton, I thought, had a poor game. We couldn't get Mayo into it. We just could not get Danny into it. which was frustrating. I was happy to see him start because look, I love Danny Mayer and he has got incredible qualities for us. I do think he's still lacking a little bit of match sharpness, a little bit of match fitness. So it was good to get him, a start. It wasn't working though. That's obviously why Ryan Broom come on. But again, similar sort of issue, just couldn't get him into the game. Got a bit more out of Broom, I thought, in the second half, but again, we couldn't really get him into the game. Maybe it's because of how the game went in the second half. Defensively, I thought we were absolutely fantastic. I thought we are so lucky to have Dan Scar and Brendan Galloway at our club. We are so damn lucky. And in January, we need to secure Brendan Galloway for the rest of the season, right? He is vital. Such a good centre back. He's crucial to how we play and what a defender. I thought Wilson had an equally a good game as well. I thought he was very good. Wing backs Edwards and Grant in the first half, I thought they were effective getting forward. Again, still lacking that final product, but to be frankly honest, I thought everyone in the team was lacking that final product. Coops was decent in the first half, looked a bit shaky in the second half. I can't lie to you, he looked a bit shaky. If you're coming out for a couple of corners that just weren't looking too great. And I think someone said it on the watch along that you'd probably prefer to have a penalty conceded than a corner because you're looking very shaky from corners. I was like, I don't really fancy a penalty either because I know Cooper's all right at saving them, but I'd rather not try that. But no, it wasn't good enough from set pieces defensively, really. But the first half sort of, and then towards the end of the first half, it just petered out into a nothing half. Really, it was really poor how it ended. I think I said on the watch along, just get us into half time. Just literally, I think it was like 43rd minute. I was just like, just blow the whistle now. No team is scoring. Neither team is scoring. It's so poor. The quality wasn't there. So that was the first half. Second half was complete opposite. We barely got the ball, like barely touched the ball. I think obviously Sheffield Wednesday and Darren Moore would have made changes, not maybe physical changes, but tactical changes. I thought they were much more energetic. They were much more. Their work rate was much higher. They looked more interested in that second half. I thought in the first half they were a bit maybe nervous to attack us. Knowing that we've got Hardy who's just going to absolutely run through your defense if you allow him that chance. But in the second half, I thought they stepped up. I thought they dominated the ball, pinned us back. Obviously, we made a change at halftime to take Ryan Hardy off for Jordan Garrick. And I can sort of understand the idea, right? I can, but I really can't. Not after. And look, hindsight is a wonderful thing. And look, Ryan Lowe probably would do it differently now if he had that opportunity to. But I do think we were very poor in that second half, and I do think we lacked that sort of clinical edge in the second half in terms of getting the ball upfield. I thought we lacked a focal point. Hardy is a focal point. Jeffers just didn't look at all into the game. He just couldn't get it flowing, whether that be of Hardy or with Garrick. Obviously, we made more changes with Ryan Broom coming on for Danny Mayer. As I said, couldn't get Danny into the game, as frustrating as it is. That happens. As I said, Danny's just coming back from a fairly long, lengthy injury, so match sharpness is going to be a bit of a problem for him. So getting him minutes into his body is always a good thing at the moment because he certainly needs it to hopefully be ready to really finish the campaign on a high. So we had all of those happen. Then obviously we took off Jeff Gott for Reece Shirley. That was right at the end. We took off Joe Edwards for Kieran Agard. Obviously moved Jordan Garrick over to the right wing, or right wing back. Again, it didn't really change much. Just in the second half and in general, nothing really changed because we just couldn't get the ball. We just couldn't get the ball and we just couldn't get it forward. It was a really, really shambolic performance from us. And that's where we are. Obviously, a replay. Garrick had a fantastic chance to make it 1-0. A fantastic save from Bailey Peacock foul, and then I think it's wing from Sheffield Wednesday with a goal line clearance. If he doesn't make that clearance, it's a goal. Really unfortunate. So close to the goal. Garrick probably should have scored. I think if we're being completely honest with ourselves, he should have scored that. I think if Hardy's got that opportunity, I think it's a goal. I think if Jeffers is there, it's probably a goal. Jeffers was on the pitch, just one in that position. I'd probably preferred it to go to Jeffers or to one of them two. I don't. Garrick should have scored that. Right? There's no. You can dress. I could dress it up as much as I want, and I can, try and spin it in a way that makes it look better. He should have scored that. We should have scored that. But to be fair, Wednesday had chances that they should have scored. So is a draw fair? Yeah, it's 100% fair. I thought we weren't good enough. But to be fair, neither were Wednesday. I think neither team can take anything out of this game going, oh, we played well. I thought both teams were poor. It might be because of the early kickoff, a 12:15 kickoff on a Sunday is probably a last thing that a player wants to do. Especially if you're traveling from Argyle. I'm sure the boys travelled up yesterday, stayed in a hotel in Sheffield, probably did that. Fans, on the other hand, I thought we travelled in a great number. As I said, for a Sunday kickoff at 12:15, right, when you got to leave Argyle, leave Plymouth at like 3:30 in the morning. I thought it was a tremendous following. 600 fans plus that we took. That's terrific support. People may laugh at that, but I mean, when you've got to travel 7 hours, 6 hours up to Sheffield, you're leaving Plymouth at 3:30 in the morning to get there for a 12:15 kickoff. Do you know what? Credit to the boys that did travel. It's not an easy one. It's not easy traveling, that early in the morning to get to Sheffield. So, credit to the boys who did travel. But ultimately, as I said, we just weren't good enough. The fans sang in great voice. Credit to them and credit to players for thanking the fans for coming up. That's always a classy act. Not any of this United crap where they're apologizing for a shit performance, because it wasn't that bad, but it's always nice when the players recognize that the fans travel and we do have the best fans in the league, and I don't give a shit to what anyone else says. You can fucking, I don't know, shout to the clouds or whatever, especially if you're an Ipswich fan. Your fans are fucking fucked. But no, we've got the best fans in the league. We've got the best fans in English football. I'll happily put money on that now. They're always in fine voice. They have to travel the most. I don't get to many away games. I am planning on going Doncaster away in January, so that'll be a great away day for me. Hopefully a win there. But the Green Army that do travel to the away games are incredible. Huge respect to all of them. I think they're always they represent Plymouth Argyle in the best way. They're a fantastic bunch of lads, and they're always traveling and always singing. So we've got the best fans in the league, and that's not even the debate. And if you do want to debate, go debate with a door, or go look at your wall, or shout to the crowds, or I don't really care. Go to someone who gives a damn, because I'm adamant Argyle fans have the best fans in the league and the best fans in English football. But enough of that. From Argyle, as I say, fans were great. From Wednesday, though, your fans are, what the fuck did you? What? How many? 7,000 in a 35,000 seater stadium? You had the audacity to tell us you were a big club. Don't fuck off. Like, I'm not even going to respond to it. Right? Okay, yeah, you may have took 1,500 or something near that number to Home Park. That's cool. 7,000. Don't make me laugh, right? That's what we were getting when we were in League Two. And I mean, when we were in League Two, when we were shit, we might have just been a bit more than that. It was about 7,000. We took about 7,000 at home. So yeah, and that was, and you're against Argyle ain't a small team, right? Because we're not a small team at all, so you can't really use that excuse. I suppose you can use the excuse of we were in the Championship. You're not anymore. You're in the first round of the FA Cup. So Disappointing. I think Ryan Lowe also was disappointed with Wednesday, not really turning up in numbers. And he wasn't doing it as a dig. I think he was just disappointed in general. And I think he's hoping that next time he comes up, that there'll be a bigger following, which I think we all do, really. So all of their fans can watch us beat them. But yeah, as I said, frustrating game. But didn't deserve it. But we have got a replay at Home Park to contend with, not this Wednesday, Tuesday, next Tuesday, Tuesday the 16th. I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, we've obviously got to face them again, this time at Home Park. I'll obviously preview that game. I'm gonna start doing more previews and reviews, but they're gonna go up as videos, not live streams. Just because I it's hard to fit it in at times. So yeah, yeah, that's that really. In terms of, we've got to play them again at Home Park. I will consider us favourites for that game. It's at Home Park. We've not lost a game all season at Home Park. Obviously, if we don't get a winner out of 90 minutes, then you get added time and then you get penalties. Do not go to added time and penalties, for fuck's sake. It's already annoying that we've got to do another 90 minutes, right? Another 90 minutes on top of the 46 fixtures that we've got in the league, plus the 3 in the Papa John's Trophy, plus the 2 in the Carabao Cup that we've already had. Well, that's 51. This is now 52. Then it's going to be 53. So we've got 53 games already, right? Already. If we progress, we've got 54 and 50. If we get to the third round, 55 games this season. Absolutely shambles. 55 games. I mean, Jurgen Klopp wants to complain. Be my guest. Can we start complaining? Because 56 games is ridiculous. And it's not like we got a huge squad like Premier League clubs, but look, it's what you have to do. It's the sacrifice you get for playing in the EFL. Bigger leagues, more teams, more games. It's just how it is. If you want cup runs, you have to play the game. So, I could sit here and complain. It's frustrating. The last thing I wanted to do was have a replay. I'm sort of undecided if I want a cup run, let alone a replay. I sort of want the cup run because I want the money that we can invest in January to get more players, hopefully, or to, sign down some players like Galloway and maybe try and bring in Ryan Boom permanently. That I would love to see happen. But I'm also wary. Do I really want a cup run? Because it could be. We're looking like it could be an interesting season in terms of promotion. They're fighting for promotion, maybe even fighting for League One title. Do I really want us in the FA Cup getting a run? I don't know. I mean, if you could guarantee that you get a United or Chelsea, although we'd probably beat United at the moment, but if you can guarantee you get one of them, then probably. But there's no guarantee. I mean, last time we got Sheffield United, you can't tell me we got anything decent out of that. I mean, Sheffield United are so it's not like you're going to get a big club, is it? There's no guarantee that you're going to get one of the giant killers like a Liverpool, like we've already had. So yeah, I'm in an R. And look, I never want to see my team lose. Would I be disappointed if we lost? Yeah, probably. In the FA Cup, that is. Not in the league. I'm fucking fuming if we lose in the league. But yeah, it's sort of one of them that I'm like, if we were to go out of the FA Cup, is it really that bad? But yeah, probably is. I'm not sure. I'm still really undecided. Do I just want to focus on the league? Do I want the money from the FA Cup one? I don't know. If you're an Argyle fan, let me know what you're thinking, actually, because I am interested to hear what you're thinking. So if you're an Argyle fan, put in the comments, what do you want? Do you want us having a cup run? I mean, I suppose whilst we're here, we might as well do it now because we've already played 2 games. And in the second round, we got either Rochdale or Notts County. So I mean, we might as well just do it now and and get the win against Wednesday and hopefully knock out Rochdale or Notts County. Obviously, we're away again, like we normally are. Argyle get a home draw one day. I believe it when I see it. Liam, definitely, he's definitely counting the amount of away games we've been drawn in. But no, as I say, if you're an Argyle fan, let me know in the comments what you're thinking in terms of, do you want the cup run? Do you want to just get knocked out so we can focus on the league? As I've said now, thinking about it on reflection, the brief reflection I've had whilst doing this now, we've already played one game in the FA Cup. We've got a second to play now, and then we've got Rochdale or Notts County. So we might as well do it, and then hope in the third round we get a Manchester United or an Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea or Man City or one of them teams, and just rinse the money. If we get United, we're probably getting a win anyway into the fourth round draw. So, especially if they've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if they've still got Ole, that would be quite an interesting one. Ryan Lowe goes and does them 5-0, boy. We would not have our manager left because he'll get poached by someone, probably United. Although luckily for us, he's a Scouser and he's a Liverpool fan, so all is good there. Let's do the player ratings though. Let's do player ratings before we wrap up. It's my favourite time of the show where I get to rate the player's performance, and I do not think I'm going to be overly good with a lot of these. So we'll start with Coops. I'm just going to give him a 6. I'll give him a 7. First half, I thought he was really good. Second half, I thought he was a bit shaky from corners. I won't lie. But yeah, I'll give him a 7. Edwards, I'll give him a 7. I don't know why I'm giving him a 7. I'm in between a 7 and a 6. Look, he had spells in the first half. Second half doesn't flatter any of these boys, by the way. But he had spells. He wanted to get forward again. Final ball from all of them was woeful. So I'll give him a 7. James Wilson, I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. I thought it was decent at the back. Just really solid. I thought he was fantastic. And dealt with what he needed to do. Got forward a bit as well. That overlapping centre back, whatever that is that we're doing. Ryan Lowe really seems to enjoy it and like it. Wilson was doing that for us. So yeah, I'd give him an 8. Scar, I'll give him a 9. I'll give him a 9. I thought he was fantastic at the back. I thought he swept up really well. He's that sort of sweeper centre back, sweeps up everything. Absolutely fantastic. His brick wall again. You could I saw on, it was either an Argyle group chat or something, that there's a meteor coming to Earth. Someone just said, "Don't worry, Dan Skull will just head it away." It's like, the boy is an absolute beast. So lucky to have Dan Skull, and I take everything back when I refer to him as the B-Tech version of what's his fucking name? Not Niall Canavan. Will Aimson. I called him a B-Tech version of Will Aimson. I apologise profusely. Dan, you are nowhere near that level. You are so clear of that. So yeah, I apologise profusely. Please don't hurt me. Brendan Galloway, I'll give him equally another 9. I thought he was absolutely fantastic as well. I thought those two were standout performances. I said on the watch along that we did that you could give man of the match to Scott or Brendan Galloway, and I'll have no issue with it. I thought those two were just absolutely fantastic at the back, and were decent. Conor Grant, I'm not giving him a 9, and I don't think he was better than Wilson. I'll give Conor Grant a 7. I think that's fair. Defensively, 7, 8s, 9s probably is fair. Let me know if you disagree with any of it. Now, as we get further down the pitch, the ratings are going to get a lot lower. For Houghton, a 5, and that's me being bloody generous. Just sloppy with the ball, sloppy in possession, giving away far too many not penalties, Jesus Christ, too many passes to the opposition. As I said, one pass let Wednesday through, and we were lucky they didn't score. So I thought he was really poor. So a 5 for him. For Mayer, I'll give him a 6. Just couldn't get him into the game. That's not necessarily his fault. Just couldn't get him into the game, and sometimes that happens. Panucci, a low 6, and that is me being very nice and generous. A very low 6. I thought his work rate is always, as I said, no question about it. His work rate was incredible, but you think about that final product. You think about that final pass. It just wasn't there. was nowhere near good enough from Panucci in terms of the final ball. So it's no surprise our midfield is rated a 5 or a 6. It really wasn't that good at all. Hardy, 6. Again, had moments, got onto the ball a few times in the first half, didn't do anything. Again, lacking that final pass, lacking that sort of killer instinct. Just wasn't his day. The same with Jeffers, a 6 for him. Again, very similar, just wasn't his day. Didn't really get working. Onto the subs, Garrick, 6. Didn't did all right, got a few chances, was nothing special. Broom, again, a 6, mainly for the fact that just didn't really get into the game. Very similar to Danny, really. Agar just 6, and Shirley, I'll give him a 6 as well because I'll be nice to the boy. I'll be nice to the boy. He came on for like 3 minutes, something like that. So I'll be nice to the kid. I'm not gonna slaughter him. I actually didn't think he had. I was just about to say I didn't think he had a bad game. He only played 3 minutes. So you can't. If you have a bad game after 3 minutes, your football career is finished. The gaffer low. Oh, Ryan Lowe. Do you know what? Hindsight is a beautiful thing, and we can all sit here and Ryan will probably analyze what he did on Sunday and be like, oh, probably shouldn't have taken Hardy off. Just again, more the same. I'm gonna give him a 6. I'm gonna chuck him. I'm just gonna chuck him sort of midway through there. Why not? I thought he was just mid 6 really. He was all right. I'll have him. I'll have him separate Hardy and Jeffcott because they were separated on the football pitch against Wednesday. Just one, they couldn't click. I feel like the gap should have been a lot bigger. I feel like I should have Jeffers down where Shirley is because the gap was just mad. You got to be closer, boys. You got to be closer to help each other out. The team. First half, probably a 7. Second half, probably a 1. It was really that shocking. That's what I mean. So I'm just going to be average with them as well and chuck them in between Ardy and Jeffcott again, just to extend that gap because I thought we would again just really average. I thought all of them were just average. Obviously, you got Galloway and Sky who I've rated a 9, but then you look at the amount of people in players in the 5 and 6 category. I mean, Houghton is. I feel for Houghton because I've given him a 5 and the only one who's got a 5. You could argue Panucci deserves a 5. Again, I don't. I love Panucci, absolutely love him, but you could argue that he deserves a 5. So he's got a low 6. The rest of them, I don't think any of them else deserve a 5. I just feel for Houghton, and hopefully because he's been really good all season. But Randall Adam had a good game against Ipswich. So I was told. Still haven't managed to watch that game back. I mean, sometimes I wonder. But Houghton has been very good this season, been excellent. Any more of these, and that this is how cutthroat Argyle can be because we've got the squad. We've got a squad of players. It's not just a starting 11. You've got players like Danny Mayer fighting with Ryan Broom and Panucci. Doesn't really fight with anyone because I think he's meant to sort of be fighting with Conor Grant. But this man here, but I don't know what's happened to Cooper. Any answers on a postcard, please? Because fuck knows where Cooper's got to. But Houghton could lose his spot to Randall. He could easily lose his spot to Randall. I think Randall is really bright. So, yeah, be careful of that. I will say that much. But, yeah, that's it, really. I thought we were just, as I said, poor. Wasn't a great performance from Argyle. But we move on, and we move on to Accrington Stanley away on Saturday. Match preview I'll have out by Friday. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It really is going to be an interesting one. I might even No, I can't actually. It all really depends. I think Formula One might be on this weekend as well. But we have got Aki away. They've just been thumped more times than I care to imagine. So they're wounded. I want to say beast, but it's Accrington Stanley. But knowing that our luck against Accrington of recent times, it's not been amazing. It's a tough place to go to as well. So I'm not going to be sat here disrespecting John Coleman and Accrington. I think they're a fantastically well-run club and with a fantastic manager. So going to be a tough game. Hopefully we can get the win. Wigan, I don't know if Wigan are playing this weekend. I'll quickly check. I mean, I could just prep all of this for Wigan's not playing at the weekend. I'm guessing international call-up. So if we win, we could go back top of the league, which would be a really good viewpoint for us before we move to, I think, Wickham. I think we're playing Wickham next, or God knows who. Sometimes I forget our fixture list. I know we've got actually I don't think it's Wickham, it's Charlton, isn't it? We've got Charlton away. I think we got a double away header. I think, if I remember correctly. Or have we got Aki at home? Were we home or away? I don't know. I'll look at all of that for Friday. But yeah, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. As I said, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, hear what you think. As I said, the question I really want answering is, do you want the cup run? How important is the cup run to us this season? Do you want it? Do you not? Do you want to focus on League One? Do you want the cup run for the money for January? Let me know in the comments, because that would just be mega appreciative. But as I say, please, as always, hit that like button with notifications on, with your subscribing. So subscribe with the bell notification turned on so you never miss a video or when we go live. Which we do an awful lot. I'll be live with Chris later on today, doing the checkered flag show for the Mexican Grand Prix. And then, yeah, I think that's about it today. Obviously, it's just it's international break, so thinking of some ideas. I think we might even have a quiz at the weekend, so you never know. But as always, thank you for watching, guys. I'll be back later on tonight with a live stream with Chris, talking about the checkered flag show for the Mexican Grand Prix. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. So until next time, thanks for listening or watching. I was thinking I was on a podcast then, but basically, have a good night, day, whatever it is in your country. But until next time, thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye.